take notice of the faces. When I said that, it just occurred to me the immediate nature that we're not taking the chances on the video. Interesting thing, right? Movement that as soon as I do that. That's not a coincidence, right? The thing is, it is actually kind of likely. I stopped here, I bounced there, I tried to relocate the things, she was trying to get out, we moved away. It is actually kind of likely. Not just here, but in the other one too. Okay. I was thinking of asking that in a peculiar way, because it's very easy to then just say that she's lost forever. In which case, you're going to see them saying that. You're going to look in their eyes as they say that to you. So, actually, talking about that. Oh yeah. Know why? Because they have a... It's not just evidence. They have a... Son of a... No, they call me her because they think this matters to me several times, and son is probably just a disguising thing there. But yeah, now I'm grasping for straws. You would too. So, I'll be done with this. Then I'm going to sit myself down in front and I'm going to play the game and see if I can think of something better to do. So, goodbye is what was said by that criminal. He said you're going to see many faces. The random criminal posing there with a child just said bye-bye to no one. Wow, we would just ask that. Not asking a random fucking nobody. Asking one of the ones who know who she is. You need to like her for real, and when you do this, is like her for real, you like someone for real, then you talk to something, autoriza, or authorize. That's what I heard there. If that makes sense to you, even Portuguese. It doesn't make sense to me, even Portuguese. But não de autoriza parte. Mas up there for you to say. So the noise is there for me to think it is. I think it's from the same criminal with the child, the one that said goodbye. No, it isn't. They're here.
Como sempre tem peças atuais, complicadas, só que ele só se impulsa e acompanha a tendência das estações. Basicamente, as coleções de outono e inverno são super versáteis, com modelagem de opção para todos os requerimentos. São cipós, moletons, jaquetas, com esse cara você consegue super versátil. Segura, mãe.
You know what? We best ask the one upstairs. No. Não vai naquela otário. Subo 2 tá apertado.
Copa do Mundo daí, e assim, no mundo do futebol você garante seu uniforme para os jogos do estilo. Primeiro, chegou de mostrar amarela, carregando história e identidade. paixão de milhões de torcedores dessa camiseta já é o símbolo da nossa seleção. Ela veio
Oi, uma pessoa disse que viu, tinha uma gatinha, quando tava passando de fora, não sei se ela saiu, um taxista disse que viu ela entrando naquele portão de fora, aquele que abre, do lado da garagem.
Quem?
Um taxista disse que viu ela entrando no portão do lado da garagem, de fora. Será que tinha um ver com alguém? Só pra abrir. Isso. Quando tava saindo ali, ele disse que viu uma gatinha pequena, branca e preta, entrando no portão, naquele portão do lado da garagem. Tinha que ser pra alguém abrir lá, que ela ficou até logo no perto da porta.
É que aquele portão, ele não é do shopping, ele é o depósito de uma loja.
Qual loja?
Naquele portão pro lado de lá ou portão pro lado de cá?
Cá.
O de cá é da Liberty.
Ah, posso pedir ela perguntar a alguém se... Mas sabe se ele entrega agora?
Quem abre lá é só ele.
Mas sabe se ele entrega agora?
Você pode ver se ele não entrou ali no estacionamento.
Mas sabe se estava aberto agora?
Não tá aberto, tá fechado.
Não abriu hora
Tá
nenhuma?
aberto? Não, ali não.
Porque foi o taxista falou pra
dizer.
ele.
Tá onde entra os veículos. Pode ser que esteja atrás do portão.
Não, lá eu já olhei.
Não tá.
Mas eu falei que o taxista tinha dito que era justamente aquele portão do lado de cá que tinha aberto. Mas se abriu. Só confirmar se foi aberto agora ou não. Vocês devem saber se abriu ou não. Porque eu estou falando que ele foi o que me disse. Quando eu tava lá de fora, um taxista me disse que viu ela entrando naquele portão do lado de cá.
O grandão?
O portão que abre pra cima do lado de cá do estacionamento.
Mas aí não tem como ele ter entrado ali, é fechado.
Não, isso que falou, o taxista falou que estava aberto, e que fechou depois, mas eu não sei se isso é verdade ou
Não,
não.
acho que ele confundiu, porque...
Com certeza não foi aberto agora.
Esse horário não abre.
Não, tá.
Para abrir lá tem que ter o caminhão.
Não, isso que eu queria saber assim, mas com certeza não abriu a...
Pelo menos pra gente aqui a gente tem a certeza que não tem, porque geralmente quando eles...
Não, você tem que abrir o portão, só quero saber se abriu o portão.
Não.
Com certeza não abriu o portão, porque não tinha como passar quando ele fechado.
Não tem como passar, porque...
Não, fechado não, eu sei. Eu tô falando assim, o taxista me falou que ele viu ela entrar. Eu estou repetindo porque foi o que me disse. Eu só quero saber que não passou, não abriu aquele portão. Tá, tudo bem. Obrigado. There's a line. By the way, Don't Clap is a song that I have on the list of songs that I was often listening to. And as I said, it is still at the point of you not freaking out and yelling at them. I know you did it. First off, I don't even know this God. And secondly, which by the way, what a fucking coincidence that both the gods there never had a prior experience with her anyway. So, given that there is not a single chance that she's inside, that someone didn't pick her up. I mean, there's no chance she's here. But quite realistically, I don't know where I would sit down inside. I just don't know. I don't know what to do. So, we're sitting down here, and we're guaranteeing that whatever happens, you will see the evidence. So, there will be no crying, and there will be, as I mentioned before, nothing else. I'm not making more of a circus of her suffering to any of them. Needless to say, You saw them. You saw them replacing the guard from the ones that said those things that were threats. So you saw someone opening and closing the gate, right? Perdão, desculpa a sua informação. Sabe se você abriu esse portão agora? Oi? O portão aqui, sabe se abriu agora? Tinha uma... vocês trabalham dentro aqui? Eu tô procurando uma gatinha pequena. Nada, não dentro? Oh, but that shows your argument. Oh. BX6H96, probably a Uber. Anyways, so the gate that you just heard the security guard saying that nobody opens, being open, and they came out of it. As I was there looking for her elsewhere. Again, I think that this is a lie. What do you think is more likely? When you go back down to the mall, the first thing you see is a guy pretending to trip over her in the first floor. What else would you go? Right? So, you'll be seeing first the criminal with uniform pass in front of you, and then you're going to be seeing the rest. We're going to make sure that the evidence is kept safe. And after that, this is why we say that they're criminals with uniform, by the way. So, can guarantee that criminal, well, cannot guarantee anything. Don't think that criminal has it, but I don't know if I believe the taxi guy. The other one said that they didn't. That one guy said that he did. I think she's inside the mall. And I think that they have every incentive in the world to tell me that. Because then they can do a lot of yapping. They told me so, and all the other crap, and there's not much I can do about that. I'm gonna go back there. Ask indeed if for some reason she's also point the whole thing that they just opened the gate. Because I think that that's funny. Right? Don't you think that they will? I'm gonna cry. It's gonna cry. Looking at another pet passing by. Na verdade, acabou o portão de abrir, o rapaz saiu, mas você não viu nada dentro. Eu só queria falar assim, vocês não acharam ela assim em outro lugar pra você?
Não, quando acha, assim, eles repassam pra gente.
Pra você, sim, não, eu tô de fora, caso ela saia de lá. Como eu falei, acabou de sair 2 pessoas daquele portão que você não abriu. E se eu consigo, a próxima vez pedir pra olhar, uma coisa assim, mas se achar é só deixar, eu tô aqui na frente do shopping, só pra falar comigo, na frente, qualquer coisa desse tipo. Como eu falei, eu sei que ela tava comigo até a hora de eu sair, só se ela voltou por si mesmo, eu não sei, como eu falei, só não tem que não tava lá na frente, tanto é que eu falei isso.
Aqui, né, em casa, alguém veja
O se alguém passar, que imagina se alguma pessoa achar, vai entregar. Sim, sim. E daí, eu estou ali na frente do shopping, sentado, só às vezes quando abrir por isso, olha. Kind of a very clear poker face, with a underlying smile, as you saw from before. So don't forget the females. Oh, by the way, notice the criminal standing on the phone in front of us. I pointed out firstly before I pointed out to the other side. Don't know what it is anymore, but it was there. Yeah, I don't see it. Eu tava falando, tinha duas pessoas que saíram lá daquele portão mesmo agora, que cadê? Tinha duas pessoas que saíram daquele portão mesmo, que tu sabia agora, duas pessoas saíram. Eles falam que não viram ela, mas que não estavam procurando também, só que não viram. Eu vou ficar lá perto pra ver se abre de novo e pergunta alguém. Mas você viu, eu sei que ela tava comigo. Ela tava comigo até a hora que eu saí do elevador e eu saí direto, do elevador pra fora. Quando eu saí ali, imagino que quando fica naquele asfalto pulando, não sei se desmontou.
Deve ter caído.
Sim. Eu tô lá fora, se achar, é só ver isso e qualquer coisa, e tô naquela perto da lixeira. If she's inside the mall, and they know it. I don't see any reason why they would agree with me when I said that about the thing. Besides, how many criminals you saw going there to the garbage bin and pretending to throw something inside? Three is the number. 3 already. So, yeah, the guy was telling the truth, and I had this really good feeling that he was. I have every reason in the world to believe it was a lie. But that's the way I'm thinking is true. Because they have every reason on the face of the earth. There was a criminal throwing a cigarette close to the place that they knew what was going to be saying, yeah, close to her. And now you're going to see me standing here, kind of like a dog, kind of like a dog, next to the owner who just been killed, waiting for her to show up. Somehow, because I don't know what else to do. Needless to say, it's another day that they don't seek medical attention, right? So much she did, stopping him from seeking. Again, it's all the videos of he arriving with her. Yeah. So, one thing I'm asking about. Couldn't she be here? Yeah, no, I don't think she would stay here. One thing I know, hey, they know. Like, you're misunderstanding this. They know. They all know. You saw them changing the security guards to be the ones that I don't know if he did. And it is facing forward. That is an actual stalker. So it's for the first time, for one of the few times we're testifying to you an actual stalker. Was eyewitness to, because that was the camera facing forward for no reason. Again, and I got to see that. And again, as I said, it's my life. You're seeing this. In fact, you'll be seeing this in a few minutes. As I said, we can do that already. We don't need anything else. 100% sure that I won that. You're gonna see. So, again, and you'll be seeing all those videos. Maybe if you hadn't, you saw the line from anywhere from the line in front of the elevator, so we couldn't get in, all the way down to the other thing. You see some stalker passing right in front of you now. You saw the random female friends cigarettes in one place you're about to stay. Those are just a few coincidences that you got to see in these past few videos. They have put on again, as I said, from replacing the security guards to the guys living here at this exact moment. Oh yeah, and the gate opening at this exact moment after the security guard said the gate definitely does not open. Some white feet passing underneath the tree over there. It reminds me of her walking there. Let's get familiar with that. The baby's coming tomorrow, right? I went a full circle on the whole. This will accomplish them absolutely nothing. While having her here will drag me down considerably. Tomorrow we'll see the baby. With the baby, it's gonna come the sickness that they cause on him. When in his case, it's very visible, right? After all, that's why we're scared, and we decide to care for him instead of doing the thing we had to do today. Not even contagious, just very visible, very hard to miss. Another coincidence for you. Because I'm gonna tell you that we're using all those methods to film them for the crimes like these, like this, and like the theft of the other bags so I couldn't replace it earlier today. We're gonna tell you that. Maybe we're gonna tell you the same. Maybe not. We're gonna wait here until time comes us to leave. And they're gonna try to do a lot of bad things to me here. Yeah, that's português. Eu não trabalho aqui, eu só tô sentado. Eu não sei. Okay. Bom, first the weirdnesses that you're gonna see today. E a lot more. is the entrance to a taxi place. Sorry about that. Remember that from the morning? Pretty good, huh? Especially for the places over here. Then I can guarantee you that they have them. Because if she didn't fall here, even if she fall over there, someone took them. So, look for whichever communication method they have. Gonna ask. Oi, Oi, tudo bem? Eu tenho uma gatinha pequenininha. O taxista disse que viu uma gatinha entrar aqui um segundo atrás. Ela é pequenininha, branca e preta, desse tamanho assim. Tem certeza aqui? Pode. Não, posso só chamar para um minutinho? Só chamar o nome. Chip! Não, eu tô chamando. Tem uma gatinha pequenininha que eu acho que o taxista disse que viu ela entrar. Eu não vi, mas o taxista disse que viu ela entrar aqui. Ela é desse tamanho. Chip! Fechado. Mas aí tava fechado aí. Ficou fechado mais cedo? Sim. Mas é que eu vi abrir agora há pouco quando a pessoa sair. Não, assim, eu tô falando assim, eu não fui eu que vi. O taxista falou que tinha que ela entrar, só pra chamar ela. Chip! Chip! Mas se vocês virem, se achar, como alguém vai ver, ela é pequenininha, ela é branca e preta, é só entregar pra segurança, eles passam, eu tô sempre aqui. Mas vocês quando não viram aqui. Ah, outra coisa, antes desses dois, última coisa, antes desses dois rapazes antes, agora há pouco, antes deles abrir alguma vez? Não, aqui só abre. Tá, não é, porque eu só vi uma vez agora os dois rapazes antes, então não abriu. É que eu falei, só que tipo, eu achei que fosse mentira, mas... É. Mas eu não sei se eles também não estão mentindo. Ah, a propósito, quer que seja aquele carro aqui? Coincidentemente isso aí. Eu não acho que sejam. Esse caso. I don't think the guys on this store specifically. I think it is someone. And I think that they know. Otherwise, why are they talking to me? How do they know what I'm talking? This phone. Falar isso lá, já puxou a capação. I get why they do that. Just say it isn't them. But I'm not saying it's them. I say the criminals have it. So I show to you. This phone is off. They have anything. We know that she didn't disappear. And as I said to you, in the mall, they're the ones who would let me to think this by saying something about she missing. Of all the places for her to go missing by, there'll be a Gelson's place, where you saw me last time being actually terrified about. Even with much less than this. Because at for the place I was imagining for them to steal her from me, not here. Which means that for them to say something like having a bunch of disappeared cats in the mall. You notice how artificial it sounded that they talk to me there every single time? And how terrifying that would have been. Almost to the point where saying that so many times for me not to do it, knowing that I would trust that would be done for a reason. That was how afraid I was to claim that she was my cat, because they would do some crime to her knowing that she was my cat. If they don't for intents and purposes. Okay, now that's my excuse. Maybe I would have done that. But what is the excuse of looking at someone and asking what the fuck is my cat? Or if it is my cat? Or something about my cat? So, we'll be staying here. We're publishing those videos on YouTube to be side to side with the ones of her mom. And I assure you, with no uncertain terms, she was picked up before we had the chance to hire. They are put on alert if they see her. She cannot pass through that gate, or else she would have passed already. Perhaps he hates the taxi driver, but fortunately, you heard him say himself. Even said that she was white and black. I asked and I waited for the answer. Notice I did not rush. I had a urge to rush, but white and black, tiny cat walking into the game. It made sense because I had to stop here. Now again, they don't need to tell me the truth. They can come up with any excuse that they want. They come here and say, hey, look, she was inside there, was coming out of the elevator, I told you not to do that, you're fucking bad, you'll be lost inside the mall, that's why you should buy the fucking leash or whatever. And you cannot come home for her anymore because of that. Right. Or just not that part, just, told you not to do that. Anyway, it can happen, it's fine, just don't do that again anymore, whatever. If they can choose ways, they don't look good, they can choose to look bad, they can choose standing instead which forbid me from doing the things I must do to solve this. Instead, they're gonna choose the one thing that doesn't beneficiate them at all. Doesn't even make me look bad or worse, because again, you see. Conversation died as soon as it passed, the love to die as soon as it passed. Whatever it was just to cause and to love, all passing here. So, that one information, you don't see anything else. I'm not the one telling you this, as you see. So again, I have every reason in the world to give it back to me. For whatever reason, again, I don't know where she fell. She could have felt that. They finding her doesn't imply they took her, by the way. Okay? Found it somewhere, someone gave it to them, they gave it to me. Okay, that's as it goes. So which means that they have no incentive to not do that, while every incentive to do so. And you see which one they're going to choose, including making me look like a liar, right? Because I'm saying those things now about them being evil, they've been trying to go for their, he's crazy. But you're going to see if they're going to resist the urge to cause me that much hurt. I think I just see how it goes. So when I tell you what they are, and maybe they're worse, and that's why, you decide. Right? No, it's entirely up to them. I don't know what she is. I went inside in case she saw me passing by. Cats have very good vision. And meanwhile, we're going to see a ton of self-satisfied faces that speak for itself. To do anything else. Finish eating my bread, not because I'm more hungry, just because I don't know what else to do. Pointed out this phone's battery is off to know how the fuck do they know what I'm saying. And they have this shit. It's gonna come on this. All because I decided to her, the kid didn't separate her from me. And from her brother, and from the other friend she made who saw the video today. All of us. Just like they did to her mother before. Which, by the way, good luck convincing anyone that they're not related to that, whoever is not related to that. When they could, just give it back. They'll be very, very opposite. They'll be very clear. But you see how it goes. Okay? Now, it was no, again, dark criminal you saw over there. They turn around. Very satisfied criminals as they turn around. They look very satisfied. Probably knew that she escaped already. All the torment, all the drugs, everything else, paying out. So you get to see, again, in a brutal way, what I mentioned before about distraction, which sounds like a harmless word, right? Distract, everybody's distracted one day or another. And now you see the actual intent, what I mean by that. In a most brutal way you can imagine. And you're gonna see that again. I can guarantee you're gonna see that. Well, as well as other faces and everything else. So that's what you saw them bragging to you about. Okay. Now they think again you're gonna be seeing this through this. The starting point here. Not a starting point with the codes to my family specifically, or codes to things that I just said, or the other things that are more explicit from the imbeciles, and then you gradually decrease to showcase first what's happening, and then the scale, because that's what you're gonna do. First what's happening, so people don't, so the whole crazy talk doesn't exist. So that's gone. You see a guy straight looking at me in the eyes and saying something else that doesn't make any sense otherwise. So that is done. When that is over, you showcase the other faces, because the other kind of people are going to see the other faces in context of the first one. And then you see the full prospect of it all. Crime for what it is. So. Also, you saw several of them fucking around with a garbage bin. And, again, about the female that stopped and turned around for no reason. About the fucking around with the garbage bin. And what the point today is, you hear the birds in the sky sounding just like a... So that's what they expect with some type of show, and they're putting drugs... There you go. They're putting drugs for that, right? That won't happen, right? Because the other thing they could say, that won't happen. We're going to stay here until she finds, because they're going to make it very clear to you that those who have that, because again, we came back in less than 3 minutes. So for the criminals, they don't have every opportunity in the world. For the other ones bragging to you, as you saw, old lady, leads my ass. The hags there, the other criminals you saw in the way, the changing the security guards for what it's worth, the other things, the guys leaving through here right after they said the gate doesn't open, everything else you saw. And again, you know if the gate open or not, because guess what? As we passed, I filmed it. It was filming, right? It was in my hands. It was just like this. Which means that the video where you can see if the gate opens or not, you saw it. You already have the answer to that. Right now, I cannot, because it takes a lifetime for me, and I don't know if I want you to actually look that. That was actually me. I imagine it does that noise very often, right? Now I got to see where that comes from. It's me trembling in face of some type of atrocity that they do to us. So talk about atrocities these days, evidence like this you're going to be seeing a lot of. And again, for the other guy, I can testify that other guy before was a stalker. He was with the camera on and the camera facing forward. Which now always I can see. This time it is. Are you hiding that? Same thing I talk to you. We're going to give this to you. It's going to be published on YouTube. But kind of to deny after that, right? And you got to see what it is. Now, I don't know if this one is going to be necessarily as of yet, because once you lock it up, you don't really need to 100% know for sure. Well, that's what you see. Okay? But don't forget, you think this is an accident? You think this was not planned? Might not have been that they were expecting, huh? Although, to be fair, saw how they destroy her box? I beg to disagree, if you're thinking that. So, as they did to her mother, they did to her, remains to see what they're going to do. Also, notice the tone of the criminals and the security guys and everybody else when talking about finding her as superficial and as neutral as possible. Yeah, that's the clever thing to do. I would do the same. I cannot point that out specific as evidence, but I can point that out to you as it sounded that to me. Also the fact that for some reason those are the ones that we never really have contact with. Saw before, but never really have contact with. And the fact that they seem very obsessed with this crate, which you know she's not inside, because she wouldn't be there if she was crying. She'd be crying if she was there. To the point where the best thing to do is to go inside them all. But there's going to be such an orgy of evidence there. I don't know if I can take it. I finished my bread in my bowl. This is why we don't look. throughout this is why we don't work. I need to see it. You need to see it. And you sing it. Feeling a weird change in me. It was definitely not hard to from that change. Remember that.